Hello Africa, hello Europe. Today we are talking about a political earthquake. Yes, you heard me. Donald Trump has won the election. But this isn't just about the US. This is about all of us. It's about Africa. It's about Europe. And it's about how Trump's win could reshape our future. Whether we are ready or not, this victory brings huge changes for our economies, our security, and even our independence. Many may wonder, why should Africa care about who leads the United States? Why does it matter for Europe? Well, US policies reach every corner of the world. They affect trade, aid, and influence power balances. Trump's victory isn't just a change of leadership. It's a shift in global priorities. And if there is one thing we know, it's that Trump's America plays by different rules. Now let's get into it. Trump is known for his America First policy. This means he prioritizes American interests over foreign aid, even if that means cutting support for other nations. For Africa, for Europe, this could be a game changer. But is it a blessing in disguise or a looming challenge? Under Trump, the US will focus more on deals that directly benefit America. This means less aid, fewer handouts. For Africa, this could mean our leaders will need to find new ways to support their people. Some people say this is good for Africa. They say we need to stand on our own 2 feet. But ask ourselves, are our leaders ready to create jobs, build infrastructure, and reduce poverty without foreign help? For Europe, this means they can't rely on the US as much either. Countries like Germany and France may need to invest more in their own economies to keep up. So, what do you think? Is America's hands-off approach a chance for Africa and Europe to rise, or is it pushing us into the unknown? With Trump, we know that trade is a battleground. He is thought, he is strategic, and he is not afraid of trade war. Africa and Europe should be ready for this new approach. But what does it mean for us? Trump's policies have always been protective. He wants American companies to profit, even if it means putting pressure on countries that trade with the US. For Africa, this could affect our exports, especially in agriculture and raw materials. Will African economies be able to adapt if the US tariffs or restrictions affect our key industries? Europe is in a similar position. If Trump targets Europe imports with tariffs, how will it impact the European economy? Countries like France, Germany, and Italy may need to rethink their trade strategies. Maybe this is a wake-up call for both Africa and Europe to trade more with each other. If the US isn't reliable, perhaps we can build our own partnership. Trump is known for his thought stance on China, and both Africa and Europe are caught in the power struggle. But how should we handle it? Trump has been vocal about reducing China's influence around the world, especially in Africa. But for us, China is a major investor. They have built our roads, bridges, hospitals, things we rely on every day. If Trump puts pressure on African nations to choose between the US and China, what should we do? This is a big question for African leaders. Will we be forced to pick sides, or can we find a way to benefit from both sides? For Europe, the challenge is also real. European leaders are worried of China's influence, especially in technology. Trump's policies might push them to limit Chinese tech companies, even if it hurts the economies. So, Africa and Europe, do we choose sides, or do we stand strong and independent? Let me know in the comments what you think. This is about more than just politics. It's about our future technologies. Trump's policies might push them to limit Chinese tech companies, even if it hurts the economies. So, Africa and Europe, do we choose sides, or do we stand strong and independent? Let me know in the comments what you think. This is about more than just politics. It's about our future. Let's talk about security. Trump has been known to pull back US military commitments abroad. For Africa and Europe, this is serious. Who will protect us if America steps back? During Trump's first term, we saw US troops pulled from places like Somalia. Without that presence, African nations must consider how they will handle security threats. Terrorism is still a threat in many African regions. But if the US reduces its support, are African governments prepared to fight alone? This could be a big test for our leaders. In Europe, this change could mean that NATO members need to take on more responsibility. Will countries like France and Germany step up the military support in Africa, filling in where the US pulls back? So, what does security look like for Africa and Europe now? Are we ready to defeat ourselves? Are our leaders prepared to handle the challenges without relying on the US? Trump's return means a change in environmental policies. We know that he has been skeptical about climate change, but for Africa and Europe, this is no small issue. Africa is one of the most vulnerable continents to climate change. Rising temperatures, droughts, and floods are already affecting our people and our economies. But will Trump's policies leave us more exposed? In Europe, leaders have been pushing for green policies, fighting climate change with laws and innovations. But if the US is less committed, will they have the support they need to make a real difference? This might be the time for Africa and Europe to come together and lead the fight against climate change, showing the world that we care about a sustainable future. African and European leadership, accountability, with less US support, the pressure is now on African and European leaders. This is the time to prove that they are here for us, but are they ready? In Africa, leaders have been often relied on foreign aid, but if Trump reduces that aid, African governments need to step up. Will they use this as a chance to reduce corruption, invest in the people, and build real independence? In Europe, there is also a challenge. European leaders may need to prove that they can be reliable allies and even take the lead on issues like security and trade. Can they fill the gaps in America's steps back? This is a critical moment for both African and European leaders. Will they meet the needs of their people, or will they let us down? So, what do you think? Trump's victory is more than just a win for America. It's a test for Africa and Europe. Do we step up and build our own path forward, or do we cling to old alliances and hope for the best? Trump's win could either make us stronger and more independent, or it could bring new challenges. But we have a choice. Africa and Europe, let's unite, let's work together, and let's create a new future for ourselves. This is a time for unity, resilience, and accountability. Let's use this moment to prove that we are strong, that we are capable, and that we can shape our own destinies. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think Trump's victory is a chance for us to rise, or are we facing a difficult road ahead? Let's start the conversation. Share this video and let our voices be heard.